Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, Ultramarines versus Tyranids, fighting across this Imperial sector here, a heavily defended outpost. Imperial fists are in the area, but now the Ultramarines move in to try and eradicate a Tyranid infestation. Alright, so welcome to this 2,000 points game, Tyranids versus Ultramarines. We've already played part 1, can't give any details of the results of that fight, but it was extremely close for sure. So I'm going to run my new Tyranid list here. James has an adapted Ultramarines list as well, and it's always been one of the classics, these two armies clashing together, and James just off the mark now, season 7, and the Tyranids as well. So both armies have a point to prove, and trying to work their way up the league here to try and reach the top if they can. Eldar have set an example here, smashing one army after the next, so it's catch up here for the other factions if they want to be channel champions at the end of the season. So battle forged and a double battalion here, so 13 command points for the Tyranids to use. That's a nice healthy amount for them. So 4 HQs. First is the Warlord here, Old One Eye. He has the 2 monstrous Scything Talons and the Crushing Claws. Adaptive Biology is his Warlord trait. Then across here, 2 Neurothropes. Psychic powers for them is Catalyst and the Horror. Then Psychic Scream here for the Broodlord with his monstrous Rending Claws, and I've given him a relic, the Maw Claws of Phyrax for him. Then to fulfill the battalion for troops, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Rippers, and then a unit of 15 and a unit of 14 Gene Stealers, all with Rending Claws, and then there's Acid Maws in each of those units as well. Then there is the Toxocrane, freshly painted up, a new unit to try out here in this fight, and then 2 Trigons with their bioelectric pulse weapons, and then 2 sets of monstrous Scything Talons for them. 2 regular Carnifexes, it's just very cheap options here, each of them armed with 2 sets of monstrous Scything Talons for them. There is a Tyrannifex in the army of Rupture Cannon for him. 6 Raveners with Rending Claws I've given them, and also Death Spitters, so able to provide a bit of firepower for the Nids. And that is the list here. It's not the largest Tyranid army, but it's a good size, and as usual, plenty of monsters here in this list to take on the Ultramarines. That's the army. We'll take a look and see what James has in his list. Right, so just to mention our Patreons at gold level, that's Paul Cook and Marcus Anthony for their support of the SSWG Wargames Club. That's where we film a lot of our games, and a lot of the terrain and boards that we use are made by the club. So I've set up a Patreon page exclusively for them, and any donations made will go straight through to our local Wargaming Club to help them keep going. So there's silver level, bronze level and gold level. Perks all available, so check out Striking Scorpion 82 on Patreon to help out a great Wargames club. Alright, so 2,000 points of Ultramarines here. A fresh list for James. He's been working heavily on his Primaris Marines, a very good representation of them here in this force, and Captain Akaran leads the army today, the Primaris captain in Gravis armour. We'll let James run through what he has in his army.
Right, this is my 2,000 points of Ultramarines, and leading the force today is the 2nd Company Captain, Captain Akaran, also known as Captain Gravis armour. He has one of the relics, which is the Sanctic Halo, which is a 3+ invuln and also can deny a psychic power, and also his Warlord trait is the Ultramarines Warlord trait, which he regains command points on a 5+. So we have a Spearhead, Battalion and Battle Forged, bringing it to 9 command points. So we have Captain Akaran, of course, in Gravis armour, and then second in command is the Primaris Lieutenant with Power Sword and Bolt Pistol, and then third in command we have a Space Marine Librarian equipped with a Force Stave and Bolt Pistol, and then we have 3 troops choices. Each are split into combat squads, so we have 2 intercessor squads, and each of the intercessor squads is equipped with 2 auxiliary grenade launchers, and all of the rest of them are equipped with bolt rifles. And then we have the old classic tactical squad. Sergeant is equipped with a power sword and plasma pistol, and one of the other Marines is equipped with a plasma gun, and one of the other Marines is equipped with a grav cannon, grav amplifier. And then we have a unit of 10 Hell Blasters into combat squads again, all equipped with the plasma incinerators. And then we have 2 Predator Destructors. Both of the Predators are equipped with the Predator autocannon, Hunter Killer Missile, and Stormbolter, and Sponson las cannons. So that's all WYSIWYG for that. The only thing that's not WYSIWYG is for this Ironclad Dreadnought. He's equipped with the Hurricane Bolter, and then we have the 2 Hunter Killer Missiles, Assault Fragmentation Launchers, and then we have a Chain Fist, which is very, very nasty weapon. It's strength ×2, AP -4, 4 damage, so it's pretty nasty. I've wanted to try that because of the new bolter discipline, and the only thing that's not WYSIWYG is he hasn't got a heavy flamer. He's got a Stormbolter, underslung Stormbolter. And then we have a Storm Raven equipped with the Sponson, not sponsor weapons, the Sponson Hurricane Bolters on there. And then we have the Assault Cannon, Twin Assault Cannon, and then we have the Twin Multi-Melters and the Storm Strike Rockets. That works out at 1999 points. And you know what I'm going to do, brother? I'm going to do my chant.
Yes.
Courage and honour. We march for Macragge, and we shall know no fear.
Oof, okay, 10 on the Richter scale there. All right, okay. And the Tyranids, they will have their quote. Their quote is "Yum yum 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 yum." Okay, right. Okay, so that's James's list. Psychic powers. Go on then. Smite.
Psychic Scourge, Smite, and
Psychic Fortress. Okay, that's for the Librarian. Okay. But great to see the Ultramarines back. And they're definitely up for this fight after the result that we had on part 1. But we're going to scenario and deployment next. Okay, so the scenario that we have here is from Chapter Approved 2017. It's Eternal War, and it is Roving Patrol. It's the last mission for Eternal War. There's 3 objectives on the board, and the deployment is Dawn of War here in this fight. So James chose his and is elected to go at this side here. So 12 inches in will be his deployment zone running all the way along. He's placed his objective there. It's worth 3 points. And then there's a central objective just dead centre there, just on the steps. And then around the other side, the Tyranids will be going at this end. And we've placed our objective just on the opposite side. So expect a lot of action on this right-hand flank. Then also both armies will need to try and control the central objective as well. The armies have been split into 3 parts. It'll be randomly determined which will be the starting force. That'll deploy on the table, and the rest will come on reserve. Turn 1 will come on a 3+, then automatically the rest will arrive on turn 2. So James has split his force down into one group here, one group here. You have to split it into as equal 3 forces as possible, and this here is the third option. Then around the other side, Tyranids, group number 1 just there, group number 2 here, and then group number 3 just there. So this is going to disrupt the deep striking units for the Tyranids. They're going to have to adapt to this situation here. The way we're going to play it is we're still going to stick to the rule that says that you cannot bring units on by deep strike at all on turn 1. So any units that don't arrive on a 3+, turn 2 they'll be able to arrive by deep strike as per the usual rules, but it will severely disrupt the Tyranids here and prevent a lot of them from deep striking in. So it's really going to affect the Trigons and then the Gene Sealers and the Rippers and so on. But we'll see. We'll adapt to the situation here. It'll disrupt James as well with his force. Will only be able to bring 1/3 of his, or have 1/3 of his army starting on the table. But turn 1 is going to be important here for both sides. We'll start alternating. We'll determine the random force that will start on the table, and then we'll alternate placing units on the board. The battle map that we're using here in this game is by gamemat.eu. It is from their chem zone set, and then we're also using some of their terrain, just mixing it in with the Games Workshop terrain here. These crates are from the Chem Zone set, all these containers here, and then some of the pipelines that we're using here in this game from the Chem Zone set by gamemat.eu as well. So some great terrain that mixes in nicely with our 40k terrain as well. Okay, so deployment done for both sides. The Tyranids, both sides are lining up heavily on this right-hand flank. This mission will affect the Tyranids here. They've got some distance to cover, especially for the reserve units that arrive. So this suits the Ultramarines well here this game. But these units here deploying right up to the edge. So the 2 Neurophropes here, the large unit of Gene Stealers, 15 of them. Then the 2 units of Raveners on the right-hand side, just trying to pile up as many units as possible here to go after James's force, which is just on the right-hand side. And the Trigon here, trying to use a bit of line of sight blocking terrain as well. Then around here, the Ultramarines have put out this force here. So 1 lieutenant. This squad, we're playing beta rules here, so James will... Bolter Discipline. Yes, so James will enjoy the extra shots if he stands still. And then here, proper bug shooting this. Nice firing range down here. And it's nicely split into 2 rows here, like a bowling alley almost, between the 2 armies. And then here, the Predator anchoring at the back there as well. The other side of the battlefield's been abandoned for now. Both sides not interested in this part of the battlefield at this point in time. Whoever goes first, that's going to be very important here. It'd be great if the Tyranids can, but chapter approved 2017. James will get +1 on the roll-off to see who goes first, and a chance for the Tyranids to try and seize the initiative. Yeah, so just to cover terrain, we're going to play these as line of sight blocking. If unit gets on top, they'll get +1 to their cover save. So that's all 4 of them. And if unit gets up top here as well, we're just going to give them +1 to their cover save. And then barricade rules, normal sort of barricade rules are going to play for these. And everything else on the table, the pipes, containers and so on, are line of sight blocking terrain. So here we go. I've got the silver dice here. Oh, James has rolled straight away. He's on 4, 5 or 6, and we'll have some happy bugs on the table here. Ah, it's a 2. Yeah, we'll try and seize initiative for sure. We do not. Ultramarines will go first. James will be happy with that. Hurrah for the Imperium.
Hurrah for the Emperor. Hurrah for Gilliman for the 13th.
Okay, full of optimism here. We'll go on to turn 1. The Ultramarines will start. 3+. James will bring on his other units immediately on turn 1. They'll have to come on his deployment zone. But a large force of Ultramarines moving in here against this initial Tyranid incursion. We'll go on to turn 1 here for the forces of the Ultramarines. Alright, so we're on turn 1 here for the Ultramarines. James has rolled well. Everything will be on except the Librarian. It's the only one that James didn't get a 3+4, so he'll automatically arrive on turn 2. James has to bring these on. They have to deploy within 6 inches of your own deployment zone, so they not get too far, but they will arrive on the table this turn. Okay, so massive Ultramarines here. Virtually the entire army's turned up, and the Tyranids here, a chance for the Ultramarines to cause some damage against this small Tyranid force. Looking strong here for the Ultramarines at this point. Okay, so just on James's move here, he actually forgot to put one of his units out, so, so this is his final deployment here. It hasn't affected anything at all, so it's fine. So these two squads have been joined by these and these, but it's no effect on the game, so no problem. So now these is all going to remain stationary. May as well, going to get the Bolter Discipline special rule, and he's now going to bring on the rest of his force, except the Librarian. They have to finish their move within 6 inches of their own table edge. So both sides severely limited here with movement. It'll affect the Tyranids the most, because they don't have much firepower at all in their army, and it means that they'll be some distance away from the Ultramarines. So James looking tactically the stronger here at this stage, but it's very early here in this fight. We'll see if the Ultramarines decide to go. Okay, so movement almost complete here. James just placing the last of his tactical marines on the right-hand flank. Hellblasters bolstering the line here. Captain Akaran has arrived. The flyers turned up. James has moved in 20 across here. It means he can count as in flight mode, but there's a serious amount of firepower here. I think it's going to be very difficult here for the Tyranids to try and reach the Ultramarine lines, but it's worth a try. I think for sure that we can't hold back. We've got to go aggressive, but our attack is severely disrupted with this particular scenario. Right, James just placed the models back there. It's got to be within 6 inches of your own deployment zone on turn 1. It's very disruptive. Other Predators arrived just here, so Ultramarine deployment finished. They've got a lot of guns here, so expect this Tyranid line to be hit quite hard. I haven't used the 2-point stratagem for cover. It's just the invuln save here anyway, and those is AP -1, so I'm just going to leave it for now and save my command points for other things. We're lacking on firepower here for the Tyranids. This could be the weakness of the list, but we'll see. We're going to no psychic phase. The Librarian is still on his way. He hasn't arrived yet. So we'll now go on to shooting phase next for the Ultramarines here on turn 1. Right, so we've been working on some firepower here. Intercessor squads have fired. That's with their bolt rifles and auxiliary grenade launchers. They've taken down 6 Gene Stealers. Managed to save about 4 or 5 of the wounds coming from 5+ invuln saves, which helped. But 6 casualties already. If you go by that rate, we're not going to make it. There's no way we're going to make it all the way to his lines. So not looking too good. Storm Raven gunship, James is just pondering here. Predator, okay. So that can let loose of its shooting. Okay, she's going to shoot the little minions here, these little rippers. Okay, so 2 laser cannon shots going into the back units. There's 2 separate units. There's 2 laser cannons into here and the auto cannon into there. This is the laser cannons. Yes, for Captain Akaran, yeah. And then 2 wounds, yeah.
2 wounds, AP -3.
Straight through. So the first base, D6 damage.
1.
Still 1 and 5 on base gone.
Yep.
And then auto cannon.
2d3 shots.
Yep.
4 shots.
Oh, we could wipe them out here. No, you're damaged. Damage 3. Yeah, you could. It's going to get his hits. Reroll those 2 1s. Oh boy.
2s to kill.
Yeah. Rerolling 1s.
Yeah. First one.
Oh, good shooting. Yeah, I rate that auto cannon on top there as well. This is a decent play here.
Beautiful weapon.
It's a great weapon. Nice. Good shooting here from the Ultramarines. They're showing us how it's done. Right, Storm Raven gunship. James has started firepower here. 2 rocket shots have gone.
Yeah, 1 miss, 1 hit.
And 2.
Rolling 1s.
Yeah, reroll your 1 then.
Yeah, I'm going to reroll 1. So both missed so far, and they both missed.
Okay. So 1's hit.
No.
Both missed.
Yeah, both missed. I had to reroll.
Ooh, okay, that's useful. And everything else is going into these.
Yeah. So I'm going to do twin multi-mills.
Yep.
Because they're out of range for the Trigon. 1 hit and 2 to wounds, AP -4. And it's
Just about, it's a 2. 5+ to dodge it. No, alright, so one of the Gene Stealers multi-melted. 4 wounds. There's not much of that left. Okay, then an absolute blistering array of firepower about to come through here. 2 Hurricane Bolters and then the twin assault cannon as well. Oh, that's just going to hurt bad here. So the starting force of the Tyranids being picked apart here by the Ultramarines. So I'm standing back here, tactics-wise. The army is geared towards trying to get into close combat, but there's going to be a huge distance if my force arrives here and can't go any further on turn 1. So do we push ahead with this and just get blown away by the Ultramarine firepower, or do we try and use another part of the table? Problem is, we could come on this side of the board, but what is there to gain? There's no objectives to try and grab. So perhaps objective placement could have been better. I maybe should have gone over here, out of trouble, but it's all in hindsight here at the moment. But here we go. They're off of the Storm Raven gunship, about to fire. So this is your Hurricane Bolters.
Yep, into the Gene Stealers.
24 shots, re-rolling ones. Here for Captain Akaran, nicely within 6 inches.
1-1.
Most have hit. There's a lot of 2s actually.
Power the Machine Spirit.
4's 2, and I've got a bad feeling I'm going to lose the Gene Stealers here. This is a very difficult situation.
Any 1s?
There's 1 just there on the right hand side.
Yep.
Just there.
Reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant.
Yes. And Lieutenant's name?
Is...
Yeah.
I haven't given him a name yet.
Hasn't got a name, okay.
There is a Lieutenant, Ultramarines Lieutenant. I think his name is Lieutenant Castellan. There's a limited edition model.
Right. 4's then. Not too many actually, but there's about 6 or 7. Alright, so 8 saves to make here. Need 5 pluses. So block a few. We've taken 5 more casualties. So another chunk ripped out of the Gene Stealers here. There's just 5 of them left. Our casualties are sky high. We've got synapse though, so we'll be alright for morale, but we're... Oh! Right, I'm not even going to mark this here because there's another 12 shots to come in. So, there they comes. 3s.
Power the Machine Spirit, rerolling 1s because of the Captain.
Okay, and 3s to wound. No, it's good. No, I think it's the end. That's the end of the Gene Stealers here.
Good attempt.
Nice try. 4 of them lost. That's enough to wipe them out. Gene Stealers squad gone. That is a deadly blow here to the Tyranids. They have been decimated on turn 1. And look at the range. It's long range here. So, got to respect this Ultramarines army. It did perform well last season, and they are showing 0 tolerance towards the Tyranids here in this game. James says he feels like a Tau player at the moment.
Just long range.
But if you're going to perform well, you've got to be brutal and show no mercy at all. And some games that we've witnessed so far, and looks like this one here, could turn out to be a slaughter. But the Tyranids, the fight's far from over yet, but it's looking a bit bleak for them here at this very early stage in the game. And just when you thought we'd had enough bloodshed here, James is about to offload a Predator into my Trigon. So,
firing everything except for the Stormbolt, which is out of range.
Yes. Going to save the Hunter Killer.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Full ballistic skill, that's fine.
Sure. 2 less cannon shots. Very professional here. Needing 4s.
Miss.
Hallelujah. 2 misses. That's good. And then the auto cannon. 2d3 shots. 5 shots. It's a superb weapon.
Is that 3 damage?
Mm-hmm.
So 4s. 2 hits.
3s to wound. Strength 7, toughness 6.
2 wounds.
2 wounds come through. AP -1. Let's take a 4-up save, which we pass both. Nice. So Trigon's in good shape. It's miles away from James though, so not sure what to do at this stage. All firepower complete.
Grav cannon, grav amplifiers out of range.
Out of range. Everything else is out of range. Yeah, okay. I think you've done quite enough here. Okay, so we'll end the turn. Obviously no charges, no overwatch. Tyranids are going to have to think carefully here. So what we're going to do, there's morale, but there's synapse. So it's auto-passive in 12 inches. That's the end of the turn. Tyranids have got some decisions to make here. We'll have to play as crafty and as sneaky as possible. I think the focus is to try and keep models alive. But a large force of Tyranids is about to arrive. We'll see which ones turn up. The way we're going to play reserves is if I have a deep striking unit, I've declared... What I've done is, we think we're doing this right here. It's an awkward scenario in regards to the new rules, or the updated rules for deep striking. There's an apple there.
Yum yum.
So the Tyranids have started eating that. I've declared a lot of units deep striking, but they'll be forced to turn up on the table edge. That's the way we're going to play it. They can't deep strike turn 1, so it'll restrict them that way. But if I roll 1 or a 2 and they stay off the table, they'll be able to deep strike as normal on turn 2. It applies to turn 2. No, it's this. It says in this scenario, it says that you deploy the same way as you deploy on turn 1. So I can't deep strike anything onto the board here. That's the way we're going to play it. That could be wrong, but trying to take into account the new rules for deep striking. But this specific mission says that units have to be deployed with this 6 inches in on the table. Awkward here, this one, for the Tyranids. Perhaps the most awkward scenario for them with this new close combat style list. And then relying on deep strikers to get up close to the opponent. We're not able to do that here in this game, and it is disrupting the Tyranids severely. We'll go on to their turn 1 next. We'll see how they respond. Okay, moving for the Tyranids here on turn 1. The game's not over. They're on the back foot here, but we'll keep going. Across here, I've had multiple units not turn up. The Broodlord, Gene Stealers, and Rippers, and Old One Eye have not arrived. They're still to come on. They'll automatically turn up next turn, but that's some bad rolls there, so a number of units not turned up. We've gone for a spread across the board. We're going to try and play for the long run here in this game. I reckon we still stand a good chance trying to go for both of these 2 objectives here. That's the big task. James can castle up all he wants, but if the Tyranids can control 2, they'll go on to win the game. So we'll play aggressive. We don't have to try and drive the Ultramarines off the table, but just to try and hold them back as much as possible is the plan. So you didn't listen to that bit, did you, James? You weren't listening, were you?
Holding back.
Oh, okay. Here. No, it's a semi, like a. Okay, we'll be aggressive, don't worry. Ravener's gone on here, so you can go 12 inches edge of my deployment zone and then 6 inches in. Just try and get them as up the table as much as possible. Little unit of Raveners, try and use those later on, perhaps grabbing objectives. I've brought this Terran effects on here, so out of range of a lot of James's heavy firepower, but it can see through the gap here and in range of the Predator there in the distance. This could be a key unit for the Tyranids. Across here, monstrous creatures turning up, trying to use the bastions for line of sight blocking terrain away from the Hellblasters and the other Predator. Just trying to cut down the options that James has. Toxicrene, Trigon, 2 Carnifexes, all restricted up to 6 inches going in. Trigon's quick, 9 inches plus 3 for an advance, so 12-inch moved, and it's flying around the corner here and heading off towards the Ultramarine line. Just trying to make as big a distraction as possible. And then around here, we've moved the Rippers up, trying to get them hidden as much as possible behind this burnt-out Rhino, and the 2 Neurophropes moving up, both of them within 18 inches to let off a bit of smite ability whilst the Librarian takes his time to arrive. So we'll do the best that we can. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next here for the Tyranids on turn 1. Okay, these are the powers that I have available. So I can manifest 2, so we'll go for a double smite. Might well prove useful, and the hits are coming against the Storm Raven gunship. Catalyst useful as well, and the Horror useful also. So let's see if these powers go off. We'll go for Catalyst first. I'm going to try and put it on this Trigon to try and make him last as long as possible.
Peril.
Why? Oh dear. We'll have to go for a command reroll. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, okay. So D3 damage, and it's on this guy. 2 wounds, alright.
Power of Contempt stratagem.
Oh, right, okay, yes. But the power goes off, so we'll stick Catalyst on here. God, what an effort to make that go off. 5 pluses to ignore wounds, that'll boost that Trigon nicely.
5 plus to regain.
Nope. James is playing stratagem here, Armour of Contempt. That'll be for ignoring mortal wounds. We'll try and manifest Smite now. Surely.
Ignore what?
So James a bit early here with Armour of Contempt. There's bound to be a Smite comes through, surely. Here we go. Yeah. It goes off. Alright, so D3 mortal wounds. Just a mortal wound. James can ignore it on a
5.
Oh, yeah, please. Right, okay. Next one, the Horror. Yes, I'm going to try and play that on the Storm Raven gunship to give you -1 to hit rolls. 5, and it is A 6 required. Would you believe it? So that doesn't go through. I have used my command reroll, yeah. Okay, and then smite. Needing a 6. 10. Ooh.
It's more than 10.
More than 10. Okay, D3. 2. Save one. A mortal wound caused here. God, well, not disastrous. Yeah, well, a bad psychic phase, I'll say, but at least Catalyst has gone off. We've made a mark here on the Storm Roving gunship here, but plenty of wounds remain. Okay, psychic phase done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Okay, my shooting phase consists of firepower from this one. It's going against the Predator just over there. I've lined it up so that he can see through the gap there against the Predator. A nice living range. So, 4 or more. I've definitely got a command reroll on standby here. Come on. I'm going to have to command reroll one of these. I've got to get the hits. 4+. No, so not so good at all. We're looking for...
Strength 10, toughness 7.
3s for a wound. Absolutely sure?
Yeah.
Plain hold facing, it's a 6. So, a 6 up to save. You can guess what James is going to roll, everybody.
A 6.
That's just weird. This is not CGI, this is bizarre. Okay, I was saved here.
And he moves, he can't shoot again.
No, I can't shoot again. I know, yes, awkward here. Shame. Needed to disrupt that, so not gone so well here. I'm just going to look around to see if there's any other firepower available. James is turning his turret here to fire back. Yes, trouble ahead, potentially. 12-inch range of him, but he's out of range of the intercessors. Okay, shooting phase done. No charges to make here at all.
Morale? Nothing.
Morale? No. Well, just double check and have a look at my stratagem to see if there's anything I can do here. Yeah, so what I was looking at was metabolic overdrive, but I still think the restriction here, you have to stay within, because it's played during the movement phase, you have to stay within that boundary. So it's very restrictive here, this scenario. But the Tyranids, you have to build a list that has to be able to adapt to whatever scenario you find yourself in, but this is a difficult one. We're going to turn 2 now for the Ultramarines. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. Firepower here to try and keep the Tyranids at bay. We'll see how successful they are as we go on to the second turn now for the forces of the Ultramarines. Akaran here, fully in command of his force and keeping the Tyranids back.
Going to roll for librarian.
It's automatic. It automatically turns up. There's no roll involved.
On the end of the turn, though.
Yes, end of movement phase, and again, same restrictions. Yes. Okay, so it's good for the Imperium here. I think a lot of Imperial players will be happy, and it's a satisfying thing for the Imperial players to see a Tyranid force being smashed to pieces. But it's not over yet. We'll wait until the latter turns of the game, unless the Tyranids have to concede. But we'll not worry about that too much here. So James looking strong if the Tyranids attack him. Tactically, though, he'll need to go after one of the objectives. So he can go for the central one, or he can try and drive the Tyranids back and sweep round onto their home objective. All 3 objectives have the same value, so 3 points each. So I think maybe he'll go for trying to put a serious dent into the Tyranid army and then sweep out afterwards. That's the usual tactic here. Tyranids, we just don't have the option. We have to go for the assault here. And whilst we make that assault, it holds the Ultramarines back here. So it is a race against time. Ultramarines will need to move up. Tyranids, they've got to try and close the range as quick as possible. I'll let James make his moves. We'll see how he approaches this fight. Okay, moving down for the Ultramarines here. Storm Roving gunship's now free to move, and it's sweeping down the Tyranid right-hand flank. I think James is going to try and cut these down with a swathe of firepower. Remember, there's a Dreadnought inside here as well. Then round here, a lot of the battle lines remaining stationary here to get the maximum amount of shots. Hellblasters just moving to get line of sight towards targets. This Predator has... He moved, didn't he? He swung round. Okay. Librarians turned up to get within 18 inches to cast Smite. And then across here, these squads have shifted left. That's remained stationary, though, to return fire against the Tyrannifex. Okay, so... And no doubt James will let loose with a hunter-killer missile this turn. Yes, he will. Okay, well organised here from the Ultramarines. We'll go on to their psychic phase next. Right, so psychic phase done. 1 mortal wound from Smite on the Trigon. We're going to shooting phase next here. I think priority for James will be these frontal units here. If he can remove those from play, it'll create a huge gap between the Tyranids and his line. Right, so he's going to start with Hellblasters. The squad over there, 4 of them have managed to get in line of sight here, and he's going to supercharge with them.
Yep.
So 1 shot each. We'll just roll 1 at a time.
Hits. Next one.
Yeah. The Tyranids are hoping for 2s here.
Hits. Next one. Reroll ones because of the captain.
Yes.
Hits.
All right. 4 hits.
Strength 8.
3s to wound.
AP -4. So that's
6 damage.
6 damage.
6 damage and catalyst. Whoa, not bad, not bad at all. Okay, 3 wounds taken, so down to 8 wounds remaining here. This beast is still well and truly alive, but James still has plenty of firepower available. Right, Storm Raven gunship next. A blistering array of firepower available from this thing. The 2 rockets are going to fire all the way across the board. Going to go into the Tyrant effects. Ouch. Then he's going to play 2 sets of Hurricane Bolters into them. Then 2 multi-melter shots into the Trigon, and then the Assault Cannon into the Trigon as well. Okay, so...
I'll do a twin multi-melter.
Okay, this is going into the Trigon here.
3s to hit because the Power of the Machine Spirit.
Sure.
Both hit.
Oh no.
Strength 8, AP -4.
3s, so we've got to hope for 1s and 2s. There's a 1 and a 2. Ooh, just when he needed the wounds to come through. Is he going to use a command reroll at this point in the game?
Yeah.
Here it comes, okay.
So it's 3s to wound. I'm going to do 5+ for a regain command point.
Yes.
I do, so I keep that
Command point. James is on 7 at the moment.
Round.
Yep.
And 4 is a wound.
AP -4, d6 damage.
Not within armor banes, it's just d6. 3 damage.
3 damage. Not so bad. It could have been a lot worse. See if we can get some 5s and 6s for catalyst. Oh, wow, 2 more. That was a well-timed psychic power there. It's another wound taken down to 7. The scourge of this Trigon still remains. James can fire 2 rockets now, going all across the board against the Tyrannifex.
1 hit.
1 hit. Half a chance for a wound.
Toughness 8.
Yeah.
Wounded. AP -3.
I have a 2-up save, you know.
it's
So I'll take it on. No.
Damage.
3 damage. I'm going to command reroll. Oh, 1 again. Alright, so we're down to 10 command points left. Straight 3 damage. So that'll take us down to 11. And 11 damage is quite... Or 11 wounds remaining. That's quite killable for the Predator that's lined up to fight against this beast. We can't lose him, otherwise the Tyranids will find themselves in a lot of trouble. So this is Assault Cannon into the Trigon. 3s for hits. Befores for wounds, strength 6, toughness 6.
2.
Just 2.
AP -1.
I'll take 2 saves of 4 up. And we'll catalyst this one. Almost. Okay, another wound taken. So he's half killed it. It's taken a lot of effort though. 6 wounds remaining. Tyranids proving to be a little more difficult to remove. Right, now a crucial part of the firepower here. Trying to bring down this little unit of Raveners. Or Rippers, sorry, just here. So,
First set Hurricane Bolters.
yeah. 3s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's below average.
That's exactly average.
It's 3s to hit.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, no, it's below average, yes.
And 3s to wound. That is definitely below average.
2 wounds. Not saved, so 2 wounds taken. 4 wounds remain. We could keep these little blighters alive. That'll be very, very useful. So next slot of 12. 3s. There's a good few misses again. He's got 6 hits. 3s to wound. Come on, Rippers, stay alive. Ooh.
5 saves.
5 saves. That'll kill me.
That'll kill me.
That'll kill me.
6s.
There's 1.
Dead.
That's not going to be enough. Oh, why? Oh, so close. So close. Wiped out. Their little job was to act as a blocking unit for these characters. Trigon's still alive, though, so we'll see how James approaches this here. All right, he's going to commit the Predator here to try and bring this down. 4s for hits. He's not going to fire the Hunter-Killer missile.
Yep. I'm going to fire a Storm Bolter before I forget.
All right, okay.
Reroll 1s because the captain. Hit.
Cool, they've all hit.
5 to wound. 3 saves of 3+.
This could help. It does. It picks up a wound.
Catalyst.
Catalyst, thank you, James. Nope. Okay, down to 5. 2 laser cannon shots, steam 4s.
Yep.
If these hit, they'll be big trouble.
The needles. Reroll 1s. Nope, so it's 1 hit. And strength 9, toughness 6, 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
AP -3.
6 up save. Oh, just as we needed it. It's clearly hull facing. Yep, no, we're good. So we've made it through. Well, not made it through. They've blocked it, that one. So autocannon shots, 2d3. There's a slim chance we could stay alive. 4 shots.
Forced to hit.
2s would be useful here for the Tyranids at least. Oh no, it's yes, because you moved.
Reroll 1s to wound.
This is it. 3s.
Wounded.
Wound comes through. -1. A 4-up save. Yes, we do. Ooh, still this beast remains alive. And now James beginning to think perhaps to divert firepower from the other predator against it and not go after the Tyrannifex. He's not managed to bring this Trigon down. Very brave. James going to line up some small arms fire here. So front intercessor squad, the one along there. The grenade launcher, the only targets is these, but it can't fire at them. The other 4 are going to fire their shots here. Stood still, 8 shots into the Trigon. James can, well, not easily, but he can still bring this thing down with some small arms firepower from the infantry.
Reroll 1s.
Because of the captain.
Yep. I'll reroll 1 there.
Couple of misses. 5s to wound, actually. Rerolling 1s. He's bound to get a few. He's got 1. Just the 1. 4-up save, which we pass. Okay, Trigon's still alive. Okay, so squad, which squad?
This back squad that moved.
Sure. Okay, so grenade launcher, solid shot.
Missed.
Ooh.
And
That would have been a D3 damage.
Yeah,
That's a good shot, that one.
4s. Oh, so 3s. I moved, so I don't get the Vulcan Discipline.
Sure, that's correct, yes.
And 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s to wound. Lieutenant.
Oh, 1 comes through.
-1.
-1. 4-up save. Passed it again. Still sticking there at 5 wounds. What a hero Trigon here. Taking a horrific amount of damage. Caught in a crossfire here, but still alive.
I'm going to actually use a stratagem. Signs of Gilliman. So rerolling hit rolls.
Signs of Gilliman. Okay, James is firing the Grav Cannon, Grav Amp into the Trigon.
I can't reroll the 3 because you apply the modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Just 3 hits.
Oh, you moved.
I moved.
Gotcha. Okay.
Strength 5, toughness 6, 2 wounds, AP -3, and as you've got a 3+ save, it's D3 damage.
Oh. 6 is to try and block these. We do not.
2D3 damage.
Oh no. Uh-oh. 5 and 6. It's dead apart from Catalyst. Come on, Catalyst. 2 wounds, 3 wounds left. But it'll slow me down, actually. My move's going to slow right down. So trouble here for the Trigon, for sure.
Bolters. Long range.
Yeah.
Moved. All hit. Who needs this stratagem?
God.
5s to wound. Nothing. No damage.
0. Okay. This is a bolt gun shot. It's just hit and wounded on a 6 and a 6. So we'll go for a save. No. 5+. Yeah, a 6. God dear me. Catalyst. Watch and learn, Tyranid players. Look at what Catalyst has done. That beast would long since have died, but it's absorbed so much firepower because of that psychic power. I've got to try and keep these 2 alive here on my next turn because it's keeping these beasts in a lot healthier condition. So we'll check to see what other firepower remains. Yeah, okay, good split. James is going to split fire here with the...
And the Stormbolter.
And the Stormbolter, okay. Yeah, James will just take the Stormbolter range. He's going to put 2 las cannons across here and a Hunter Killer into the Tyrannifex. And then he's going to fire the Stormbolter and the autocannon into the Trigon. Okay, choose your weapon.
I'll do the autocannon.
Here it comes. He could still bring this beast down. I reckon he should do it here. 4 shots.
Stood still.
Yep.
3s. 1 hit.
1 hit. Still enough. 3s for a wound.
Wounded. AP -1.
Half a chance to ignore with our armour. Yes, a 5. Ooh, Tyranny players rejoice. We have kept him alive so far. And then the Stormbolter, 4 shots. And 5s to wound. Wound comes through. 3-up save. Oh, passed just about. Okay. 2 laser cannon shots. Right, the moment of truth here. Really want to try and keep this on its maximum damage bracket so that it gets some nice accurate firepower. Is that possible? Here it comes.
One hit.
One hit.
Strength 9, toughness 8.
3 to wound.
Wounded.
A 5-up save because we start on a 2+. No!
D6.
D6 damage. I bet he's going to roll a 5. He does roll well. Okay. So that'll take us down to 6 wounds remaining here. And that will be a damage bracket for the Terran effects. It's not looking healthy here. Hunter Killer Missile Shot to come in. James needs a 3 to hit.
For Killimer. Hits. Strength 8, toughness 8.
4s for a wound. No. And Hunter Killer used up. Okay. Alright, it's a stretch here. James has 1 Hellblaster shot, which you can see from that corner. You can see the top part of the Trigon. Nina 3.
I'm going to supercharge. Am I not going to? No, there's no point. Just going to do.
Just get a regular shot. Okay, 1 shot. Nina 3+. And Nina 3+.
Wounded. 8 minus 4. So it's 1 damage. Catalyst.
Catalyst. Oh, a wound taken. Down to 2 now. So a sorry state for him. But I've not seen that. A Trigon virtually absorb the firepower from about 75% of this Ultramarines army. Okay, interesting. A lot of the Tyranid force remains intact here, and it's by a miracle we have kept the Trigon alive. So I take it there's no charges, no Overwatch. None. End of the turn. Morale, none. So we'll go on to turn 2 for the Tyranids. The rest of their forces will arrive, which is a good number of models actually, and then we can start moving out quickly. There's one stratagem that might help the Tyranids out, this card here. Metabolic Overdrive. Use a stratagem in your movement phase after moving a Tyranids unit, so I take it could be anybody, unit from your army. You may make a second move, including advancing if you wish, but when you do so, you must roll a dice for each model in the unit. For each roll of a 1, it's a mortal wound. You can't charge or shoot that turn, but for a monstrous creature, it'd be useful. Just roll 1 dice, don't get a 1, and you get to move and advance again. This could help these kind of units out here. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Tyranids. Still a desperate situation for them, but the battle is not over yet. Okay, right, so turn 2 for the Tyranids here. Their movement's complete. The game's still on here, for sure. Tyranids have reacted here as best as they can. So I played a stratagem here, rapid regeneration, rolled a 1. So put the 1 wound back on. I think you can command reroll it, so I have command rerolled it, and then rolled a 1 again. So I've gone up to 7. I wanted to try and get higher than 7 because I'm still within my damage bracket here. So it'll be 5+ for ballistic skill. For this, we haven't moved, and we're just going to send back a double volley here against the Predator. Raveners, rolled a 6 for them, so 18-inch move, and they're assault weapons. They'll be able to shoot, actually. They can see through the gap against the tactical squads. Then here, rolled a 6 for these. They've moved up. Rolled a 5, actually, so gone 11 inches. These have just arrived. And then around here, we've pulled back with these two. Want to keep them alive for as long as possible. Onto the objective. The Toxicrone's moved 8 inches, and it's in range to fire its weapons here for the first time in the game. And then across here, Genestealers have turned up on the flank with the Broodlord, and Old One-Eye's turned up here as well, just to try and gain some inches up the table. So we're going to try and, by a bit of cunning, try and put some wounds here in the psychic phase. A little bit of shooting as well from this might be able to cause trouble for the Stormraven gunship, and if the Dreadnought is forced to disembark, then we'll have some units that could potentially charge into it. The Trigon rolled a 1 for its advanced move. Then we played Metabolic Overdrive and moved again, and its 13 inches has ended up here. A very useful stratagem for getting the monsters up the table as quick as possible. A 5-inch moved here for the severely wounded Trigon. This one not be able to assault. This one can. An 8-inch move. It's got adrenal glands, so a 7-inch charge will get it into close combat against the Primaris Marines just there. So it looks like we might be able to get a charge off here this turn. Rolled 2 1s for these. They've got 8 inches in total, and that is movement done. All units of the Tyranids are on the board. Right, so James has said so far he's taken
a
wound on a Stormraven gunship. Yeah, it is abysmal. We'll see if we can turn that around. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Tyranids. Okay, so the Broodlord, we may as well use... We can manifest 1 power, so we'll go for Smite. 10.
Not more. So I'm going to play Arm of Contempt.
Oh, okay.
I don't regain because it's to the end of the
Stratagem used, yeah. And the damage is just the 1. So James can roll to try and block that. Is it 4 plus or a 5? It's a 5.
5 plus.
5 or more to ignore this mortal wound coming through. It's a very useful stratagem here. He's rolled a 4 though. Okay, so drops to 12 wounds remaining on the Stormraven gunship. So we'll go to this guy. Smite and Psychic Scream from him. So 6. No. And not going to command reroll. And then Psychic Scream is a 5. Ooh, just about. D3 damage. 1 again. Got plagued by 1s here. But another wound comes through, down to 12. Down to 11, sorry. This one here, we'll go for Smite, and then we'll also play Catalyst. So we'll try and put Catalyst onto him. That goes off.
I'm going to try and deny that. Oh, I can't. Too far.
Out of range, yeah, okay. And then we'll do Smite. 7 required. D3 damage. Finally, we roll quite well. James needs to make 3 dice rolls of 5 plus. Be good to knock a few more wounds off this Stormraven. James saves 1 of them. 2 more wounds down. All of a sudden, down to 9 wounds remaining on the Stormraven gunship. Happy enough with that. Psychic Phase is not too bad. It could have been better, but some wounds coming through here against the Stormraven gunship. Alright, so Psychic Phase complete. We'll go on to the shooting phase next here for the Tyranids on turn 2. So we'll start here. 5s and 6s to hit that Predator. We get 2 hits. More than happy with that. 3s for wounds.
Snake eyes.
Snake eyes. Why? Command reroll.
I'll let you have that. It's a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
It looks like a 6. Maybe not our angle there, but playing hole facing. Yeah, it's a 6. All right. Okay. We're both, as long as both players agree.
I'll be very happy if I get a 6 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Here it comes.
It's coming.
3. All right. D6 damage. Come on. Let's take this Predator down. 5 wounds taken.
That's 6 left.
6 left. All right. We'll fire at you again. 5s and 6s. 1 hit comes through. 3s for a wound. The wound comes through. A 6 required to save. No, it's a 5. D6 damage. It's a 4.
Down to 2.
2 wounds. Double bracket here. So crippled the Predator. That's decent enough. Be great to try and finish it off. We'll see if the Raveners can shoot at it. They might be able to pick off the last few wounds. All right, so Raveners here. 3 of them can see the Predator and are in range. So that will be 9 shots. The other 2, one of them can't see at all, and the other 2 will fire into the closest tactical or combat squad. Need 5s. 5s again. There's a wound. Oh boy. There is a wound. 4 plus to save.
No.
No, another wound taken. Down to 1 wound left. Predator's in serious trouble here. Okay. Then we'll go for 6 shots now. This is Death Spitters firing here. 5s to hit that squad. Just the 1. And no wound. Alright, so the decision to shoot again. We've got 5 command points left, burning through them here, but desperately need to try and bring down a wound on that Predator here. It'll be great news if we can. Yeah, we'll play it single-minded annihilation. Try and take that Predator out. It'd be great to reduce that firepower that James has. So just repeat the whole process again. I've got 2 command points left. So we'll fire 9 shots into this Predator needing 5s. We get 3 hits. 5s to wound. Don't even need to tell James the result there. Okay. And then we'll fire 6 shots. Oh, desperate here. Into the Marines. We get 2 hits. We get us a cock dice. We get 1.
-1.
Yay, a wound. We pick off one of the Marines as well, so it was nowhere near worth it, but 1 Marine brought down from the Raveners. Not bad though, they're sort of heavy bolter style weapons. And yeah, we've actually brought a Marine down. Huzzah. Okay, so we'll press on the rest of the firepower here, but pretty good, well done. Terrain effects, good shooting from you. Okay, we're going to go for a long shot here. So, here's our Toxicrene. We're going to play Pathogenic Slime. That's the last of my command points. We're going to fire the Choking Spores and Massive Toxic Lashes, which do have a shooting option at range 8. It's all within range of the Stormraven gunship. The whole plan is to bring this down. If we can, reduce James's firepower down severely, and it will crack open the Dreadnought, which we can potentially charge as well. So this is the big plan. It also means some units can get up the board a little bit further as well. Okay, so choking spores, range 12, assault D6. I've got no command rerolls left. We'll try and hit then on a 4+. We do get a hit. Okay, strength 3. Toughness 7. 6 is for a wound. No, and rerollable. That's a 3. Okay, so we've failed. The last chance then is massive toxic lashes. These are better. Assault D6. Jump for joy. If we get a 6 here, come on, D6. Oh, please.
That's pretty realistic considering hitting the flyer. I mean, come on.
Yeah, these swiggly arms are flying about all over the place. Right, we'll try and hit then 4+.
-1.
Okay, strength user. Force to wound. We do get the wound. It's AP minus... No.
It's -1.
-1, right, okay. So I missed. Oh, I don't believe this. That's a shame. If we had have got the hits, we'd be looking at D3 damage a ton. This is why, but it would have been D3 damage +1, and I'd calculated that could have been enough to strip away multiple wounds there on the fly, but it's not to be. So, yes, that's disastrous there from the Toxicrane. Yeah, he's still yet to make much of an impression here in this list. He's got a big, it's just sort of a big infection in his skull. It's like a slimy, I don't know what's going on with that thing, but I wish he was the flying spaghetti monster. Yeah, then he would cause trouble for the Storm Raven gunship. Okay, we tried and failed. Yeah, so that's a shame, but not much of an impression made by the Toxicrane. Okay, so we'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. All right, so we're on to combats here. We have made it in. Rolled a 10 for our charge. Made contact with this squad. So we'll fight first. We're going to get a total of 8 attacks, including the prehensile tower. So we'll fight with that first, needing a 5 because of our damage. That's missed. And then we'll fight with 7. Thank you. Needing 5s. We can reroll 1s.
Silent cannons.
Oh, just the 2. James will be happy with that. 3s for wounds. A wound comes through. Was it worth the charge here? James doesn't save, and it's D6 damage. No, it's D6, yeah. 5 wounds come through. All right, so one of the Primaris Marines is brought down, finally. Okay, James can fight back with 8 attacks.
It's a Primaris.
Oh, because it's a combat squad without the sergeant, yeah.
Yeah, Primaris.
So to fight, I'm just going to tuck your model in.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, just that you get to fight, or maybe stay behind your line. Just that
I'm
you...
going to stay on the line.
Okay.
3s to hit.
3s. He could actually bring this beast down.
Reroll 1s.
Yeah, it could be. The butt of the bolt rifle could be enough to see this beast off.
2.
2 saves are 3+, quite straightforward. Passed, alright, so it survives. It's another monster that James will need to bring down. He should be able to finish it off, no problem at all, just 2 wounds remaining. And then the second one here of Catalyst. That's the end of the turn. There's no morale issues there for the Ultramarines, just a couple of casualties coming through. One of the Predators, though, in a sorry state, thanks to some decent firepower from the Tyrannifex, but it itself has taken severe damage as well. I think the Ultramarines still have the advantage here in this game. Tyranids doing the best that they can. We'll go on to the third turn now for the Ultramarines. A chance for them to hit this Tyranid army hard, and if they do that, that should set them towards a victory here in this fight. But we'll see, the game's not over yet. Turn 3 now for the Ultramarines. Okay, so movement for the Ultramarines done. James has turned and headed off here with the Storm Raven gunship. That's why we were desperate to bring it down. It has survived 9 wounds remaining, and it looks like it's going to go for a drive-by shooting here, and then going to try and melt and finish off the Tyrannifex. He should be able to destroy this monster now with just 7 wounds remaining. He's kept the Dreadnought inside just as an asset to use perhaps later on in the game. Holding the line here with the Marines, just to blast away at the Tyranids as they continue this assault. You stayed in close combat. Smite to free them up. Fair enough, yeah. And if that all goes wrong, Captain Akaran's nearby as well. Okay. And you got pistols, haven't you?
Yeah, they can shoot because they standard.
Absolve a bolt pistol, is it? No.
No. It's just a standard bolt pistol.
Is it AP -1?
No.
Oh, I thought it did. Okay. Then here, this squad's moved through. Combat squad there with the Grav.
Yeah, combat.
Grav cannon, Grav amp. This squad's moved here to fire through the gap against the Raveners. Remains stationary with this one on a 5+ to hit.
Yeah.
This one?
Stood still.
Stood still as well. Okay. Still looking very, very healthy here for the Ultramarines. There's some distance away from the middle objective and the Tyranid objective. We actually claim yours. We could, yeah. No, we
have a little bit of joy.
Yeah, 9-1 the score at the moment. Tyranids, it's a crushing victory to them at this stage of the game. Okay, so we'll press on now. I think that's the highest score that we'll ever get. I think in this game it's all downhill from now on. But we'll keep going. Don't give up in 40k. I've learnt many a time that when it seems the odds are all against you, all of a sudden the game can spin around. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Ultramarines on turn 3. Okay, Psychic Phase complete. It had to be Psychic Scourge and Smite at the end to try and get rid of the Trigon, and James managed to do it. Okay, used a command point up. I did roll a 6 initially on Smite and got a Perils of the Warp, and then rolled a 10 instead, getting 1 mortal wound, and the Psychic Scourge did D3 damage after that, and the Trigon is no more. James down to 4 command points left. The Tyranids have none. We're going to shooting phase for them next. I'm hoping we can survive here, but I doubt it. We've got Storm Raven gunship with its firepower, and if that all goes wrong, James still has the damaged Predator across the way over there that can still hit on 5+ as well. We're going to shooting phase next, see what kind of damage the Ultramarines can do. Okay, so shooting phase. James is just measuring up here. This squad's fired across here, 0 damage. This squad's fired here at this kind of effects, and again, 0 damage, including the Grav Cannon, Grav Amp. So, firepower's not going so well. He's now spinning the turret round on the damaged Predator. Auto Cannon and Storm Bolter into here, and then 2 Las Cannon shots will be fired into the Tyrannifex. 2 Las Cannon shots.
Yep.
Here they come. Needing 5s for hits. I hope he doesn't hit. He's missed. Ooh. Okay. Auto Cannon, 2d3 shots.
Predator, Auto Cannon. 4 shots. 5s. 1 hit.
A hit. Come on, Ravenous, stay alive. 3s to wound. He's not getting the wounds here. It's struggling, and then a Storm Bolter. Oh, yes, in 5s, yeah. A wound comes through. A 5-up save, which we pass. Ravenous untouched. Now, they're dangerous because they go 12 inches with them, and they've got firepower available as well. I quite like that unit, nice and quick here, and they're swinging around on this left-hand flank, posing a threat towards the Ultramarines. So I've just zoomed out here. People have been asking to do zoom out views here in our games, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So there's a Tyranid assault. You can see the 2 Carnifexes there. James hasn't damaged them yet, and there's that combat squad that fired against them. There's James anchoring the back with his 2 Predators. You can see the Raveners sneaking through that gap over there, shielded by this wall, and they've taken no damage so far. The Tyrannifex is way over there, just behind the Bastion, with the Flyer going against it there. That's the fresh Trigon. The damaged one was just here, and then that's where the Fly was here, with Old One Eye and the Genestealers way back here. Still a big distance between the Tyranids and the main Ultramarine battle line. So Storm Raven gunship, twin multi-melt are going to go down into here. James is going to put the rockets, Hurricane Bolters, twin assault cannon into the Raveners. Okay, so I'd say do the rockets first because they're 3 damage a time. So you need 3s.
Power Machine Spirit.
1's missed. 2's for a wound. 2's for a kill.
Do I use a command reroll?
Oh, he's not using the command reroll. He's got 4 command points left.
No.
He's not going to. He's rolled a 1. Surely now he will use a command reroll. Once it's gone though for the rest of the phase.
Regain the command point.
He's going to use it. Here it comes.
Nope. So I'm down to 3 command points.
Yep.
And just kill.
Hope for a 1.
3.
Gets a 3. Okay, well done. Just killed 1. 1 Ravener destroyed. Okay, down to Hurricane Bolters and the Assault Cannon. He should bring down a couple more at least, and that may well take out the potency of that unit. They're still dangerous at 5 though. Okay, so Hurricane Bolter, the first one. Just going to do one lot at a time here.
3s.
3s for hits. A lot of misses here.
It's going wrong.
It's these red dice. Both of us rolling these red dice in this game, and they're no good.
4s. A bit better. 3 saves.
3 saves. Okay.
5 plus.
So 5 plus is to try and negate this. Ooh, just a wound taken. So we'll go there. And then now we'll go for another 12 shots. This is just the Hurricane Bolters here at this stage. I hope we can keep him alive. That'd be good if we can. There's 1 cocked dice just down there. James will just reroll that one. Gets his hit. Okay, 4s for wounds. 4. 5's hit.
That's better.
No, alright, so 2 from there and 2 onto the next one. Okay, so starting to take some heavier damage now. The Assault Cannon should cause trouble.
Yeah, it's 12 shots.
12 shots and it's strength 6, AP minus 1.
Found the Machine Spirit. 3s.
Storm Raven's been very useful in this game. It was useful in the previous battle as well.
3s again.
Now once again, it's causing trouble here. 6 is for saves. I think you're going to take out 2 of these. Yeah, that's really good. That's actually killed off 1, 2 and a spare wound. You've decimated the unit now. Well done. That Ravener unit was dangerous, but it's been blunted now. Really good shooting here. Now, can the Storm Raven take out the Tyrannifex? You need to get 2 hits here. 1 of them has missed and no reroll available. Now for the wound. Half a chance for a wound, actually, a 4 plus. Ah, it's not wounded. Command reroll used. Tyrannifex on 7. I can't regenerate the wounds. It's always going to be firing on a 5 plus. And now James is trying to line up any possible shots. I think this thing's going to survive. Okay, so around this side now, Hellblaster's firing 1 at a time, supercharge. So 1 hit, 1 miss. Next dude.
Hits.
Nice. 1 hit, 1 miss.
4th guy.
Yeah.
1 hit. Last guy. Reroll 1s.
Oh, looks like he's going to die. Oh no, he should be right, reroll 1s.
Yes.
Just don't get a 1. 1 hit.
So 6 hits, strength 8.
3's to wound, and the damage will come straight through.
Rerolling 1s because of your turn.
Oh wow.
So that is 10 damage.
10 damage. Ouch.
That's the first squad.
First squad. Oh, there's a second squad. Oh boy. 5's pluses though for Catalyst. So we take 7 wounds instead of 10, but it's over half killed. Good firepower here. Okay, some more firepower coming against this. Just 5 wounds to try and pick off here. Just going to see if the Intercessor Marines can do it.
0 grenade launcher. They can shoot at normal, but it's skill because I spent the guy.
Yeah.
Rerolling 1s.
Yes.
Hit. Strength 6. 4s to wound. Power to wound.
Okay.
And bolt rifles.
Bolt rifles, yeah.
6 shots. Yep. Yeah. 3s. Rerolling 1s. Captain Akaran. 5 hits. 5s to wound. No damage.
Okay.
Librarian's out of range. Akaran's out of range. Next is this squad here.
Okay.
Actually, this squad.
Front squad, yeah. I'm trying to pick up wounds here. So
Auxiliary grenade launcher. Hits.
force for wound.
Wounds. AP minus 1.
4 up save. Ooh, he passed. That's useful because that would have been D3 damage otherwise. It's now bolt rifle fire. So hits coming through. 5's for wounds.
You're on 1s.
Yes.
Lieutenant. 3 saves.
3.
AP minus 1.
4 ups. Pass 2. Wound taken. Catalyst, thank you. 5's. Save 1 more. Down to 4 wounds left. Again, the Trigon proving quite a hard beast to bring down. Hellblasters, yeah, committing the whole squad. So it's going to be... I think they're at range 15. James is just going to double check. 15 inches is a good, decent, healthy range. No. Okay, so 1 shot each.
Supercharging.
Supercharging. So...
Sergeant.
Yeah, here comes the sergeant.
Hits.
Okay.
Next. Hits. Next. Hits.
Yes.
Next. Hits.
Yeah, this is good. This will be enough to bring me down. Well done. 3s to wound. As long as he gets good wounds here, this should be the end of the Trigon.
Rearm 1s. Because of the lieutenant.
Lieutenant helping out here. Yeah, definitely helping out. It's 8 damage. Yep. Okay. That should be the end of the Trigon. Just take one more dice from you. 5s and 6s. No, Trigon gone. I rolled to see if we'd spin around, which we do, but there's no one nearby. Just the tower. But that is the end of the Trigon. So again, this gap's opened up here. You can see that it's a long road for the Tyranids to go if they're going to try and assault the Ultramarine battle line here, which is virtually intact, and James is chewing through one monster after the other. So he's just looking around to see where the Predator can fire next to the one that's not damaged. Okay, so the Predator, James is going to put 2 laser cannons and a hunter killer into this. Carnifex is going to try and bring that down, and the autocannon, it can see through to the 2 remaining Raveners, going to try and pick them off. That's a good idea. That'll clear that threat away from the left-hand flank.
2 laser cannons.
Yep.
I'm going to do a hunter killer. I don't want to waste it.
Okay, here it comes.
Freeze. Hit.
Nice hit on a 6. 6 again for a wound. God, the dice rolling's coming through well here. 5+ to ignore though. No. D6 damage.
4 damage.
Ouch. Okay, half slain. Okay, 2 laser cannon shots. A decent plumb hit from one of these may be enough. 2 hits. Didn't move? No.
3s.
Oh, 2 wounds.
3.
Need to block one of these. We do not.
2d6 damage. Slain.
9. That's the end of him. Picked off with ease. God, these predators are nasty. Picking off these Tyranid monstrous creatures. Yeah, and then the autocannon here. We're witnessing the destruction of this Tyranid force here.
3 shots.
3 shots.
3s.
3s to hit.
2 hits. 3s to wound.
Yep. Strength 7, toughness 4.
1 wound.
1 comes through. AP -1.
Yep.
6 up save. Nope.
3 damage.
3 damage. Ravener gone. Take the wounded one off here and it just leaves 1 Ravener remaining. Had big plans for them, but James's morale will be a problem. Yeah, and James has made sure that unit is virtually neutralised. Okay, that actually marks the end of the shooting phase here. It's been impressive from the Ultramarines. They've removed the main threats moving in from the Tyranids. Our units here are miles away. We still hold our objective. This one's still up for grabs. The game's still on, but at this rate, the Tyranids are losing models a lot quicker. Yeah, well, okay. Let's have a little stroll over here. Here's my dead pile. And there's James's. So if you look at it, the Predator's busted, but we've got to do better than that if we're going to stand any chance in this game. All right, we'll go on to turn 3 now. For the Tyranids, they've got to make a massive impact here. We'll see what they can do. We'll go on to their 3rd turn next. Alright, so movement done for the Tyranids. Naturally remain stationary with him. It's going to be 6s to hit this flyer. It's going to be difficult. So we're trying to line up a bit of smite and psychic powers. So these have moved across. They're all within 18 inches of the flyer. We've moved the Carnifex across here, trying to cut down the angle against James's heavy firepower with the tanks. 14-inch advance move made here with the Broodlord, and then we're going to launch the assault out across here. So 4-unit Gene Stealers, Old One-Eye, the Warlord here, and the Toxicrene. So a pretty substantial force now moving out across James's gun line, heading straight towards him. Then Rippers here, move them across. I rolled a 6, they're advanced. They've gone 12 and they've hidden behind this barricade, hopefully hidden and poised. James has just gone out of the room here, so just a bit of tactics. They're poised to go out onto this objective here. Well, next turn will turn 5 as the game starts to head towards the latter stages. Then across it, or preparing for that later on. These are rolled at 5 for them, so they've gone across here and then up on top of this platform. Quite hard to see. The Storm Raven can see them, but the other units will struggle. So just trying to line ourselves up to go after the central objective. I think James knows as well that the game will pivot on whoever controls that objective just there. And that's it. Right, it's the tactics here. James has gone out of the room. The idea is just to keep assaulting with anything here, and James has got sort of a... he's enjoying shooting the bugs down here and bringing down these monsters, but look at his battle line. It's way at the back, and time is ticking away, and if I just keep hurling units in, it'll keep his line back, and hopefully he'll not be able to commit to try and take on my objective. Mine should be safe towards the end of the game, and if he remains where he is, we're interested to see what he does, or watch to see what happens on his next turn. But if he keeps staying there, he won't be committing his forces to try and go for the central ground. Now that's the trick we're going to try and play here, just distract him and keep him away from the objectives. And all of a sudden, we could see ourselves in turn 5, and then there's trouble as he tries then to try and rush towards the objective. It could be too little, too late. That's the idea that we've got. So I'm not expecting this to do too well, but these units are quite quick. They might be able to get up and charge in and cause some trouble. But the main aim is just to keep James back here and to let time tick away to secure our own objective, and then to try and sneak onto this one to give us a chance here in this fight. So the game's not over yet. Tyranids losing models at a steady rate, but the Ultramarines are not clearing this sector. So the game is still open for victory either way. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Tyranids here. Need some great smite results, and we could try and bring this Storm Raven gunship down. So I've got no command points left. We'll do this one first. We're going to put Catalyst onto him just to try and keep him alive as long as possible. I think it's a 5 required. I'm just going to check here. No, it's a 6. Blast! Oh, how we needed that. How we needed that. I've got nothing left. Right, smite now against the Storm Raven gunship. 7. Great news. D3 damage. It is a 6. Right, so 3 mortal wounds caused. Okay, James has played Armour of Contempt here. 5+ to ignore. Ignores 1. 2 wounds taken. Down to 7 wounds here. And into a bracket. Interesting. Okay, so the next one, we'll go for Smite. Failed, needed a 6.
Yes, because of...
Yes. And then we'll go for Psychic Scream. I've rolled a double 6 again. Oh, perils. D3 damage. I've taken 2 wounds on the other guy, thankfully. D3 mortal wounds. It's 3 more. James can roll 5+s to ignore these. I need to roll another one. Come on. 2 more damage come through. 5 wounds remain on the Storm Raven gunship. And then out of range of Smite, we'll go for the Horror onto the Storm Raven gunship just to grant -1. That's a 5. I think it's a 6. It's a 6, so fouled with that one as well. Psychic Phase complete. Not going to complain too much. We've put some decent Smite wounds here on the Storm Raven gunship. It's just got 5 wounds left. Here we go. We'll fire at the Predator first, needing 5s. We get a hit. 3s for a wound. Ah, it's a 2.
No command reroll.
We've got no command rerolls. Right, do we shoot at the Storm Raven gunship? I think we just can't do it. I've got to take out the Predator. 5+s. We get 2 5s. Oh, what a choice. 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through. 2 saves a 6+. The Predator's about to die unless James rolls
A double 6.
a double 6. Oh, command reroll for a 1 in 6 chance. No. D6 damage. James can roll to see if he detonates. 6 damage that was. Just the 1 wound left. And it does explode. We'll check the range, yeah.
It's the end of the battle round.
Yes.
And the reroll.
He's kept the command point. He's gone for the reroll here. Just don't get a 6.
1.
The 1. He's okay. So no explosion there. It would have caught both of those infantry squads there and D3 damage on each. So James would be glad just to finally lose the tank. Full respect to Turn effects. It's a decent unit for the Tyranids, and at long range here it's picked off finally one of James's Predators. But the Storm Raven here remains in the sky. Remember, there's that Dreadnought inside which could cause damage here, or trouble for the Tyranids for sure. Yeah, it's no other firepower left for the Tyranids. The Raveners are gone, and we're out of range here, 12 with the Toxicrene. So shooting phase done. Charges, I'm out of range. There's no targets here because we didn't bring the flyer down. We could have gone after the Dreadnought there, but it's not available to charge. So end of turn. That means we will... Morale, none. So we'll go on to turn 4 now for the Ultramarines. Tyranids launching a fresh assault against them. See what James decides to do about this new threat moving up on his left-hand flank. And he has the Storm Raven gunship available to shoot again. Well, it's taken some damage, but still its firepower is going to be excellent. And the Dreadnought as well. This could be the hammer blow that finishes the Tyranids off. We're going to turn 4 now for the Ultramarines. Okay, movement done. Dreadnought's been dropped off here. Looks like he's going to try and take on the Tyrannifex. And then here, staying in flight mode, Stormraven gunships move around. It's been a real harassment value here against the Tyranids in this game. So James will be able to lay down some firepower with that. And trying to outwit the Tyranids here, James has climbed up, made an advanced move. This combat squad's gone on top of the Bastion, and now is able to see down on top of these. We'll not be able to shoot, though, because he's made the advanced move, but ready for next turn. Then round here, some manoeuvring taking place. Hellblasters moving around. The Intercessor squad there just to get a better range, some rapid fire shots off against the Toxicrene, which is not protected by Catalyst. And then here, he's going to remain stationary, or has remained stationary here with these Intercessors to let rip with some bolt rifle firepower against the Gene Stealers. Doesn't need to get within close range because Bolter Discipline lets you fire the 2 shots. Great. Predator, did you move the Predator?
Nope.
Okay, and the characters have shifted across here just to grant the reroll ones for shooting and also for wounding with the Lieutenant. This squad here, stood still. Going to fire off to lend some fire support as well. Okay, so we'll go on to Psychic Phase for the Ultramarines next. Okay, Psychic Phase complete. 3 wounds taken. There's 9 wounds left. That was from Smite. And the Psychic Scourge didn't manifest. Psychic Phase complete. Shooting Phase next. Okay, here we go. Hellblasters. Again, deadly unit. They are superb. They're going to fire into here. So the first...
He's not, but the rest are in rapid fire.
Right, okay. Just do the 1-shot guy then. He's going to do his shot.
Charge.
He hits. And then...
This guy.
Yeah.
Hits.
Miss, yeah. Guy number 3.
Hits.
Oh boy.
Reroll ones because of the captain.
Let's hope for a 1. Nope. For us anyway.
And last guy.
Yep.
Reroll ones.
And a miss. Okay, so that's the hits.
6 hits.
3's to wound. Rerolling 1s.
Reroll ones.
Just 3 have come through. Just a 3.
Damage.
Straight 6 damage. I've got no catalyst, so you can knock me straight down to 3 wounds. Not quite destroyed the target, but deadly damage coming through against the Toxicrene. So James roll the Sergeant separately here. This is the squad at the back. Do want a 1, and then 4 more shots. You can roll those at the same time. Doesn't matter, just regular models. Don't get 1s. There's a cocked dice, yeah.
There's a miss. I'll reroll this 1.
Yep.
He misses.
Okay. 3 hits. That'll be enough. 3's to wound. Rerolling 1s. That should be the end of the Toxicrene.
Reroll ones.
This is the Lieutenant, yes. It is dead. Let's see if we explode. We do not, thankfully. So that's the end of him. He made it halfway across the board, but he is a goner. Right, more shooting taking place here, and just like a famous computer game. Body's dropping down. Oh dear, Gene is taking horrific damage here. So 13 casualties, 1 left. That was firepower from grenade launchers and bolt rifles coming through here. So yeah, bolter fire, absolutely deadly coming through. Toxicrene's gone, so that's the end of this attack now. By the looks of it, the Warlord looks a bit exposed here as well. Old One Eye could well be in trouble next turn. Okay, so
Everything.
yes, Predator next.
Into that effect.
He's going to try and sure, yeah, no problem. He's going to try and bring down the Carnifex here. Discussing the list, I reckon I should change these round to the shooty version with the heavy venom cannon. At least they can do something with their firepower.
Advance, shoot, and charge.
Yeah, no, it's a better option. A bit more expensive. I'll have to tinker with the list a little bit to get them in, but at least they can fire at stuff with their weapons.
From a competitive point of view.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I love the model with the silent timings, but
Yeah.
heavy venom cannons, brutal. So it's fired its Hunter Killer, did it? It did, didn't it?
So yeah, so Hunter Killer's already fired. So 2 las cannons and auto cannons. Here we go. And heavy bolt. Storm bolter's not in range. So double las cannon.
Yep, las cannons. 1 hit.
Ooh, 1 hit. So not be enough to.
Strength 9, toughness 7. Wounded.
When it comes through, las cannon's a perfect weapon against Carnifexes. Not saved. Straight D6 damage. It's a 5. Oh, 3 wounds remain. And that'll mean that if he just gets 1 auto cannon success, it will destroy the Carnifex. 3 shots.
1 hit only. Strength 7, toughness 7.
Yep.
Wounded. AP -1.
4 up to stay alive. I'd like to keep it alive We do on a 5. So Carnifex survives. Okay. So no targets there or in range. Up here, advanced. So we've got Storm Raven gunship to fire next, and the Dreadnought can shoot as well. She's going to fire the Storm Raven gunship.
Yep.
You're going to put the 2 rockets into here.
Yes.
Okay, here they come.
4s to hit because of the damage bracket.
That's correct. Yes. Yes.
1 hit. Strength 8.
No, it's 3+, isn't it? Yeah, strength 8, toughness 7. Oh, he's done it. AP minus.
3.
Need a 6. No. 3 damage is gone. Carnifex removed from play. These beasts being hunted down here. So double melter shot going.
Tyranids.
Oh.
2 hits.
2 hits. 4s to wound though. Dice fouled. A 3 and a 1. He's thinking.
Might as well use a command point. Reroll.
Command reroll. He's got 2 left.
What's your armor save? Is it 2+?
Yeah, 2+, yeah. So we'll still get some kind of
I'll
save.
cut you the pieces for my dreadnought.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
He's not going to do it. Okay. So now we've got assault cannon has been declared into here, so try and soften that up a little bit. And then on top here, the hurricane bolters to try and pick on the rippers. So assault cannon first, all needing 4s.
Toughness 8, 5s. 2. AP minus 1.
Okay, 3 up save. Yeah, wound taken. Okay, so we'll go down to a 6. 2 up save's useful though, does help. So now 24 shots into the rippers. So hurricane bolters, needing 4s. Some people don't rate the Storm Ravens, but I think they're decent enough.
3 saves.
And
Well, not infantry, you're swarms, you don't get
Just-
a benefit card.
that's fair enough. Yeah, he's gone. So base destroyed.
Another round?
Oh no, this is hurricane bolters.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get 6s.
Yeah, 6s.
None.
Next round.
4s for hits. It's a good configuration here. James has the balance between anti-armour, anti-infantry, so he's able to spread his shots all around the enemy zone. Just for 2 and 6s to block. And we block 1. Alright, so 1 wound taken. So that squad's still alive here. Rippers useful enough, perhaps, for taking the objective. There is firepower available from the Dreadnought if he so wishes to fire. Yeah, so Hurricane Bolters, Storm Bolters, 2 Hunter Killers going to go into the Tyranifex to try and soften it up. 2 Hunter Killers, 1 hit. 4s for a wound. No. Hurricane Bolters, 12 shots. And the Storm Bolter, may as well put them in as well.
Yep.
So 16 shots in total. It's pretty impressive from a Dreadnought. And it will be 3s to hit as well. Looking for 3s. Be 6s to wound though, actually. Strength 4, toughness 8.
Pretty brutal, but tough.
And we'll get a 2 up save.
Yep. But that's
2 saves. 6s. 2s to block. Yes, no problem at all. Okay, so look to be in close combat, it does the damage. 6 wounds you'll need to try and destroy it, and I think you've got the potential to definitely do that. Okay, so shooting phase is complete. I don't think there's anything else left on the table to fire. No.
close combat.
Charges and Overwatch. Here it comes. I'm going to Overwatch you with the Rupture Cannon. A double 6 would make my day. Yeah, 0. Nothing. There's Stinger Salvo as well, which misses. Okay, so 0. Let's see if James can make it into close combat. I've got to hope he rolls low. 7 will make it. Not even going to measure that. So I had straight in like that. Into close combat. And now he can fight. So James has the assault launchers first of all. A 4 up here to cause some potential mortal wounds.
Nope.
No, okay. So you can attack now. Got to try and survive here. 4 attacks.
Stratagem.
Ooh.
Or Wisdom of the Ancients.
Are you rolling ones?
I'll read on ones.
Ah, right, okay. So James down to 1 command point left.
So 3s to hit, because it's not unwieldy like a seismic hammer.
Oh.
So I reroll the 1 because of the stratagem.
Hi.
Yep.
Always missed with 2.
It's strength 12, AP minus 4, 4 damage.
Oh, you need to foul one of these. It's as simple as that. If we're to survive. Yeah.
Command reroll.
Yes, okay.
I'll do my 2 5+ regains. So first one, nope. Second one, no.
No.
So it's all my stratagems.
Stratagem's all gone. Okay.
All gone.
All command points all used up.
Reroll.
Here comes the reroll. 1 or 2. Oh boy, come on. Dice a 2. Will not kill you though. You're going to tie us up for a turn. That's the problem. So unless we strike you back hard, we do get a 6-up save as well. It'd be great to pass that. No, 4 damage down to 2. Ouch. Tyranids is still in deep trouble. You only get to strike back with 2 attacks because of our damage. We do get a hit though. It'll be 5s for a wound. Strength 5, toughness 8. 0 damage. Ah dear, not so good. Okay, so that's that complete there. Dreadnought's been a good answer there for the turn effects. So end of turn. We'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Tyranids. Yeah, we've got a morale problem here. That's an auto melt for the Gene Stealers. They will be in trouble, so you can say goodbye to them. We'll go on to turn 4 now for the Tyranids. Desperate stuff here. They have been hit hard by the Ultramarines. Okay, moving with the Tyranids here on turn 4. We're backed out of combat. There's no chance of slaying that in combat, and James will strike back and kill me, so I've had to back out and just hope for the best with that one. Trying to switch a couple of characters across in this direction whilst we can. Rippers have shifted across. The Neurophrope here will hold. We've pulled back with old One Eye, as he's no longer able to lead an assault. There's nothing left to lead over there. And then here, the Rippers have moved onto and secured the objective in the middle of the table. Tyranids still winning tactically, but not much left here to see the game through to victory, and not much left to hold the Ultramarines back. We'll go now on to Psychic Phase next. Not much here. Our smites are out of range at this stage. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, Psychic Phase is complete. Not much we could do. All of our smites and Psychic Screams out of range. Catalyst we tried to put onto him and failed. But the horror went off just within range, so -1 to the hit rolls there for the Dreadnought, just to try and help out the turn effects as much as possible. Psychic Phase complete. Shooting Phase, can't fire with this, pulled out of close combat. So there is no shooting phase. There's no assault phase, so we're going to hand over straight away to Ultramarines Turn 5. We're in the latter stages of the game. We'll go on to the 5th, possibly final turn for them next. Okay, movement done. The advance starts now. So James definitely securing his objective and beginning to sweep forwards, as Tyranid resistance has virtually ended here in this sector. Stormraven gunships spin around. You've gone into hover mode now with this one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just going to try and hose down. James can pick on these characters here, and he's saying he can fire through against the Rippers that are holding the objective to clear them away. Dreadnought a couple of inches closer just to line up the charge again against the Tyranids. And then Predator remaining exactly where he is. This squad's now come down here. Just a normal move from them. That's fine. Yes, just a regular move from them. And these guys have moved through as well. They can see through here as well. So he's got Marines moving through onto the central objective. Looking very healthy here, and they'll probably be able to finish off the Tyranids on this turn. So we'll let James do his Psychic Phase next. So just Psychic Fortress cast on the combat squad there, ignoring mortal wounds. James, alright, okay, I see what he's doing, just in case we try to smite him off of the objective later on. Shooting Phase next for the Ultramarines here on turn 5. That's fine, yeah. James is firing here. He's fired across there, calls 1 wound, rolled a 1 for a save. That was Hurricane Bolter and Storm Bolt to fire into the Tyranids. 1 wound left. The Predator can see these just about. It's the height of the tank. It's okay. It's fine. So he's firing the Predator autocannon here. Uh-oh.
Freeze. Rearm once.
The captain nearby. Yep. There's the hits. He could wipe out the squad here. 2s for wounds.
Kill.
Yes.
Swarm. You don't count as in cover. You're not infantry.
Not infantry. Infantry get the use of barricades. Fair enough.
That is
2
damage times. It's 2 damage.
2 dead. I'll take those 2. James is just firing las cannons here to try and finish me off.
Choose to pulverise.
Oh, 2d6 damage. 7 wounds. That's him gone. Right, situation now is these are all characters, so anything goes down. James can fire at these, no problem. Sort of, because we've still got a unit just here that will block firepower from coming through, so James needs to remove them, and then it will be just down to characters here, which characters can't block characters, still have access to all of these models.
I don't want the Rippers alive, I want them shredded.
Okay, just going to fire this. So assault cannon and hurricane bolters into the rippers to make sure that they're gone. And then he's going to put twin multi-melter into the Broodlord and then 2 rocket shots into the Neurophrope. So this is the first...
Assault cannon.
Oh, assault cannon, okay. This by itself might be enough to bring the rippers down. 4s for the damage.
Not bad. And
2s.
Toughness 3.
2s to wound.
2s to kill.
I think you can take them out. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, Ripper's gone. Right, so they're gone. Hurricane Bolt has already been declared. So multi-melter into the Broodlord. This could be trouble.
Missed.
Missed, okay. Add rockets, yes.
Both hits.
2 hits. We've got a 3+ invuln save, so it should be okay.
Toughness?
Toughness 4.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. 3+ invuln.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Oh
3
dear.
damage.
Yeah, 3 damage, yeah, 5 wounds. So Neurophrope gone. Ouch, one of the HQs removed here. So once again, still Roving gunship. Excellent firepower from that unit. Alright, James has fired down here with the Hellblasters. 1 shot each, but they've all hit, so...
None of them got hot and all hit.
Toughness 7.
3s.
Oh, they've all wounded.
-4. 2 damage.
Right.
That's 10 damage.
Yes.
But do you ignore damage goes down by 1?
On the next phase.
Oh. Is that ordered?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone belly up. So goodbye, old One Eye. He sort of wandered around like that, and then died. That's the end of him. But don't worry, it's only 200 points. It's okay. Goodbye. Okay, so that's the end of him. Okay, add him to the dead pile as well. But at least we've caused some damage against the against the Ultramarines. Dear oh dear. Okay, right. So we'll press on, see what else is available to shoot. Possibly some coming this direction, but we're literally down to 3 models left on the board. Okay, James has finished the rest of his firepower. Bolt rifle shots, nice range from them. Past a number of 5+ invuln saves, but we have taken 3 damage. So the Broodlord is half slain. Charges and Overwatch, here we go. Last chance to Overwatch the Stregnort. I need 2 6s. I get none. He'll make it in, and now we'll go straight into close combat. So
Plus assault frag launchers. Nope.
no.
4 attacks.
You have the horror.
-1.
Okay.
4s. 3 hits.
Triple 6.
Strength 12. AP -4.
2 wounds come through.
2 wounds.
If -4.
Yes.
2 6s to stay alive.
8 damage.
8 damage. That's the end of him. Yeah, we'll see if we explode here. We do not. Nice.
Consolidate to the nearest enemy model.
It'll be that way. Okay, so consolidation move, head in this direction. Tyranids will concede at this point here, I think, whilst we have a couple of models still on the table. But it's been a slaughter here from the Ultramarines. So I can confess the plan to James now. We're going to try and keep driving you back to keep you away from our objective, which we did. We accomplished that, but ran out of resources here to make a decent challenge on the central objective. So we'll calculate points now. Tyranids got 3 points here. James got 3 points for his objective. The central objective never was contested in the end, so no points there. James has Line Breaker, and he got Slay the Warlord, and he got First Blood, so 6 points to 3 in the end. A clear victory for the Ultramarines in this fight. It was an enjoyable battle here, but a game of attrition really. Difficult for the Tyranids at this particular scenario. We had a battle plan to try and hold the Ultramarines back, which worked to some degree, but it wasn't enough in the end. And the Tyranids were slaughtered here by Ultramarine firepower. James is going to pick up some nice points now as he seeks to launch a decent campaign this season on the channel. Very enjoyable game here. If you want to check out and see what happened in part 1, that's over on the Plus channel. But in this particular game here, the Ultramarines have prevailed against the Xenos Scourge. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.
Got sucked in over there in that melee. I thought, no, I'll use the Dreadnought more tactically.
No, it's good use of the Dreadnought, yeah. So just discussing the game here, good use of the Dreadnought, very useful in the end actually, a valuable asset to carry around. Stormraven gunship, because of the lack of firepower for the Tyranids, had a bit of free reign on the table, and a blanket of firepower every turn, exceptionally useful, so James has given unit of the game to that. For the Tyranids, I'm going to give it to the Tyrannifex. Its firepower was scary enough, no, decent enough. And that's about it really. This Tyranid list is okay. I think there's work still to do, but one thing it lacks is firepower. So Tyranids, lacking firepower, it's firepower that we need. So we'll think about the list. I think it could be adapted. As always, the Tyranids will adapt to their foe, and we'll see them fighting again at some point in the future. But good start here in this game for the Imperium, and James has picked up some points here in the league. That's units of the game for both sides.